is Sam from TeamSamuraiX1 here, and today guys, I'm coming at you with another card discussion. As you guys can already read by the title of this video is gonna be on Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. I don't know why they didn't even continue with like the ghost names. There was like, you know, Ghost Reaper, Ghost Ogre, and now there's Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. WTF Konami. Come on, bro. So you guys all know that in every single video I do shoutouts now, and I love to include people that are currently active on my channel in my videos as much as I can. And today's shoutout goes to Lost in Ink. He says, Elemental Heroes. So the last question I asked, what is your favorite archetype? And this guy straight up put Elemental Heroes in all caps with a period. He's super serious. My favorite archetype, Elemental Heroes. Period. If you guys want to be featured in the next video, all you guys gotta do is smash thumbs up button and leave a comment in the comment section below on what is your favorite hand trap. And you guys got 10 seconds. You guys do it now. If you guys don't do it within the next 10 seconds, you guys are out. Okay, it's almost time. Okay, time is over. Done. Anyways, a lot of you guys have been requesting me to cover this card because of how powerful this card is going to be in the next coming format. And it's coming out in Maximum Crisis, and I believe that it's going to be one of the best cards that's going to be coming out in the next set. Before I actually even get further into the effects of Ash Blossom, can you guys notice how big her freaking forehead is? Oh my goodness, man. Yo, Ash, your forehead is so big that Dora can't even explore it. Ash, your forehead is so big that you don't have dreams, you have movies. Anyway, let's go on to the effect of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring reads that during either player's turn, when a card or effect that activates that includes one of these effects, negate the activation. So 1, if a card that searches or adds a card from the deck to the hand, you can negate it. If a card that says special summon something from the deck, negate it. If a card that sends a card from the deck to the graveyard, negate it. You can only use the effect of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring once per turn. So this card has 3 effects in one, which negates 3 of the main criterias of Yu-Gi-Oh! 1 is searching, 2nd, special summon something from the deck, and 3, sending something from the deck to the graveyard. And majority of cards in today's metagame and in Yu-Gi-Oh! Overall do one of these effects. So right now, I'm gonna see you guys on YGOPro to showcase you guys some of the cards that Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring can negate with all 3 criterias that I just talked about. So here are some of the cards that Ghost Ash can negate. You know, as I told you guys before, that Ghost Ash has 3 effects. It can negate a card that searches a card from the deck to your hand. Any cards that basically lets you add a card or move a card from your deck to your hand, Ghost Ash can negate. You know, cards that be able to special summon a monster from the deck, Ghost Ash can negate. And also the 3rd effect, any cards that lets you send a card from your deck to the graveyard, Ghost Ash can negate. So those 3 effects is really prevalent in today's metagame. And let me, you know, basically showcase you guys different cards and different categories of Ghost Ash's effect. And without further ado, let's get started with cards that basically lets you search a card from your deck to your hand, or let you move a card from your deck to your hand. Especially cards like Maxi. Maxi, you guys all know that it lets you draw cards each time your opponent special summons a monster. Since, you know, Ghost Ash fits into the criteria of Maxi being able to just draw, you know, fits into the criteria of being able to add a card from your deck to your hand, or being able to move a card from your deck to your hand. So Ghost Ash and Winter Blossom, not Winter Blossom, what am I saying? Ghost Ash can negate that, which is really powerful. And Maxi is the best you know, hand trap in today's metagame, and being able to counter Maxi with Ghost Ash is just very, very phenomenal. So that's pretty much it for the first card, Maxi. Also got like Terratop, you guys don't know, and these are, you know, generic search cards in today's meta that Ghost Ash are effective against. So, you know, we got Invoker negating the search for Invocation. We also got the Duke Frog negating the search for the swap. We also got Soul Eating Overraptor negating the search and or the Foolish Burial, which is really good. Dragoons, you guys don't know what Dragoons does. It searches, you know, a Sea Serpent monster from your deck to your hand. So the Dragoons can easily be negated with Ghost Ash. We also got Galaxy Soldier denying the 2nd search of the 2nd Galaxy Soldier. So that way that, you know, you prevent your opponent from making Cyber Dragon Infinity. It's just really powerful. You know, the End Phase Skarm search can be really beneficial sometimes, because End Phase can search Tour Guide, and Ghost Ash can just negate that. You know, Wind Witch, Glass Bell, Ghost Ash can negate as well, because when this card is normal or special summon, you gotta add a, you know, Wind Witch monster from your deck to your hand. You can prevent your opponent from making the first turn Crystal Wings. So you got Sage with Eyes of Blue. You guys know what Sage does when this card is normal summon. You know, you can deny the search. You know, Black Sheep negating the search effect. The search of polymerization is really prevalent in today's meta because of Fusion Substitute and Zodiacs. You also got Performer Pal, Pendulum Sorcerer. You know, it prevents your opponent from popping their scales to be able to search cards from their deck to your hand. So Ghost Ash is really good against this card. Also, Skullcrow Bat Joker, one of the best, you know, Pendulum monsters of all time in my personal opinion. Being able to negate that is pretty good. Atlantean Prince Neptune Abyss, negating, you know, the effect to add a card from the deck to your hand. Really powerful. We also got Sangan as well. Manju negates that. Left Arm Offering is probably the biggest one. Any card that basically have a high risk of doing something, Ghost Ash thrive from that. Cards like Left Arm Offering, Pot of Desires. Left Arm Offering require you to banish your whole entire hand, 2 more cards in your hand, to be able to search a spell card directly from your deck to your hand. So if they activate Left Arm Offering, it's a cost to banish the cards in their hand. You can activate Ghost Ash and just negate that right away, and your opponent just basically lost their entire hand. Cards like also Pot of Desires. Pot of Desires, it's a cost to banish 10 cards from the top of your deck, okay, to draw 2 cards. Since you're moving a card from the deck into your hand, you're just drawing cards. Ghost Ash can negate that, and your opponent will just lose 10 cards and they won't get anything back. They don't draw cards, Ghost Ash will negate it, and they'll just lose 10 cards to, you know, that will get banished face down. So which is really good. Cards like, you know, Tenki as well can negate Melody, can negate, you know, Summoner's Art, Fossil Dig, Terraforming is which is really good. And since the release of True Kings, Dragon Diagram will be really powerful. So negating that is really amazing. Union Hanger, really strong in the ABC matchup, so negating that is really great. Reckless Magic Circle, aka, you know, Magical Meltdown, really good. Spellbook of Secrets, Void Vanishment. This card is a really good card to counter against the Inferno matchup. Not only does it negate, you know, Left Arm Offering, it also negates Monster Gate, Reasoning, it negates you know, the grass looks greener. Really powerful card. Voice Management is a great card for you to be able to negate. Painful Decision. We also got Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. Kaiju Slumber has 2 effects to special summon a monster from the deck. It could also banish itself to add a Kaiju monster, which Ghost Ash can negate both effects. Really good. Potter's Eyes again, Allure of Darkness. Pot of Demise, really big one right here. Pot of Duality is really great. Solar Recharge, they can't draw. Of course, Charge the Light Brigade. Charge the Light Brigade will still send to the graveyard because it's a cost to send, so you cannot negate the effect to send to the graveyard, but it does negate the effect to basically add a card from the deck to your hand. So Charge will still you know, activate by mulling 3 cards, but it just can't add a Lightstorm monster from the deck to your hand. Trade-in is really good. Wonder Wanted can negate any draw cards that can negate it. So Card of the Continents, and this is a huge one, Book of Eclipse. Book of Eclipse has an effect built in itself where, you know, during the end phase, the monster will be flipped face up, and your opponent will draw cards, you know, depending on how many monsters flip face up. Okay, and since Book of Eclipse, it's like it's required for your opponent to flip the monsters to draw the cards, Ghost Ash can negate that. Ghost Ash can negate Book of Eclipse. So your opponent activates Book of Eclipse, you can chain Ghost Ash to negate it. Okay, because the drawing effect is in the Book of Eclipse. It's like it's part of the effect. So that's what's really good about Ghost Ash. Basically, Ghost Ash says that any cards that list in you know, one of these criterias, that searches, that draws a card, that basically lets you move a card from the deck to your hand, that lets you search summon a monster from the deck, or lets you, you know, send a card from the deck to the graveyard, Ghost Ash can negate. And also Reckless Greed, which is really good because Paleozoic played this card. You know, when you activate Reckless Greed, activate Ghost Ash, negate it, and your opponent cannot draw. So that's pretty much it for the drawing criteria, and also adding cards from the deck to your hand. And I believe that in the OCG text, let's go off Ghost Ash, here it is. So basically, during either player's turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect that moves a card from their any main deck to any hand or graveyard, or special as a monster from the main deck, except during damage step, you can discard this card, negate the effect. You only use this effect that Ghost Ash and Beautiful Spring once per turn. So moving a card, like drawing a card, is considered moving a card from their main deck to your hand. So Ghost Ash is really good against that. Here are cards especially from the deck in today's metagame, and there's definitely more. If you guys have any more, please leave in the comment section below. So you got cards like Wind Witch Ice Spell, okay, Lone Fire Blossom, it can negate, Baby Sarosaurus, and also Petite Pteranodon, Tour Guide, Summoner Monk. It's cards like I told you guys before, cards that have a high risk, you know, effect to basically have a cost. Ghost Ash is really good again. Summoner Monk, it's a cost to send a card, a small card from your hand to the graveyard to activate its effect. So, you know, Ghost Ash can negate the Summoner Monk. Miscellaneous, it's a cost to banish dinosaur monsters. So once they banish the Miscellaneous plus other dinosaur monsters, activate Ghost Ash, negate it. Scorpio, Predator Plant Scorpio, the new card that's coming out of Maximum Crisis. Ghost Ash can negate. Rescue Rabbit, negate. Deep Sea Diva, Shiryu Solitaire, which is, you know, one of the most prevalent cards in today's meta. Oh, and you guys all know side frames, Ghost Ash can negate. So if you guys are having a problem with side frames, Ghost Ash is one of the best counters because they are required to special summon a side frame driver from the deck, hand, or graveyard, anywhere, okay? But it lists that you can special summon a side frame driver from your hand, deck, or graveyard, hand, or deck. So you're moving, since it lists deck, you know, inside frame, in all the side frames, Ghost Ash can negate. So Ghost Ash can negate that. Dark Destroyer or any cosmic big ships, but you cannot negate during the damage step. So what you can do is that you can activate cards like Regeki or Dark Hole. If they attempt to activate their effect, you can activate Ghost Ash to negate their effect to special summon another, you know, cosmic monster from the deck. Graph, special from the deck, negate. The White Stone Ancient, special from the deck, negate. Bao Baboon, when it's destroyed by your opponent card effect, they basically get to special summon up as many Bao Baboon monsters from their deck, so you can negate that with Ghost Ash, which is really good. Hero Lives, one of the biggest cards that Ghost Ash can strive off of, because paying half your life points and negating it with Ghost Ash, really strong. Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, as I said before, it has two effects: to special summon from the deck and also to banish, to add a Kaiju monster from your deck to your hand. So not only does Ghost Ash negate the Slumber's effect to destroy monsters on the field, it can also negate the searching effect and also the special summoning effect of Kaiju monsters. Sanctum is really good. Ghost Ash does not destroy, so Sanctum would not get its effect to activate. Void Feast, oh my goodness, having a counter to Void Feast just feels so good because each time I face Infernal Wave, I pretty much like feel like I'm about to lose once they resolve Void Feast. This card is just so good. Void Feast special summons up to, you know, 3 Inferno monsters that equal to level 8 from the deck. Since it's special summon from the deck, Ghost Ash, negate. Some of the cards that send cards from the deck to graveyard, like Swamp Frog, really good, negate. You know, Zodiac Beast, Rapier, negate. Decatron, they can't foolish anything, negate. Unizombie, can't foolish anything, negate. Gozuki, okay, you know, being able to send a Mizuki monster from your deck to the graveyard, negate. Phoenix Rush Rhino, negate. Mathematician, negate. DDD Saint Copernicus, it's a foolish barrier for DDDs, it can negate that. Vision Hero Vion, negate that. Armageddon Knight, a foolish barrier for darks, negate. Darkcraft, negate. You set on a Knuckle-Eye. Oh man. Oh, Aether the Heavenly Monarch and also Airbus the Heavenly Monarch. Their effect says that you can send 2 Monarch Spawn Trap cards from your deck to the graveyard, okay? Since their effect says that, you can negate it with Ash Blossom, which is really a really good thing for you guys to know. Blackjack, it can negate, which is really good for you guys to know because Blackjack will attempt to activate this effect, will banish the effect for cost to, you know, basically try to mill the top card of the deck to the graveyard. Ghost Ash can just negate that, which is really good. That grass looks greener. GG no Rayman. 60 card decks are gonna be they're gonna have to be more smarter whether or not to use Left Arm Offering or to use grass. And Ghost Ash just counters Lawnmower and so really well. Future Fusion, it can negate because Future Fusion sends monster from the main deck to the graveyard. So negating Future Fusion is awesome. Foolish Burial of Goods, Foolish Burial, Brilliant Fusion, it can negate. Solar Recharge, it can negate overall the drawing effect and also sending cards from the deck to the graveyard. With Imagination, it can negate. You can also negate Dragon Shrine, Foolish Burial for dragons. Monster Gate, it can negate. Oh my goodness, dropping bars once again. Reasoning again. Also Dragon's Ravine. Also Shaddoll Fusion. Shaddoll Fusion said that you can send monsters from your deck, you know, to basically fusion summon. So since it lists that, either way, if your opponent has an extra deck monster or does not have an extra deck monster, you can still negate Shaddoll Fusion with a Ghost Ash because the effect lists that you can send from your deck to a graveyard for fusion materials. So Ghost Ash can negate Shaddoll Fusion. You can negate Morella. Morella is the Foolish Burial for Paleos, and you can also negate Fiend Griefing if you guys do not know that. Princess Sprite, you know, being able to activate the top card of your deck and just set it, you can negate that. You know, Rafflesia, you cannot send the Trap Wood to the grave. Minerva, the Exalted Lightsworn, negate the Minerva from milling. Kagasushi, negate the milling effect. And also negating the Beatrice, you know, by not dumping the Farfar to interrupt your plays. And cards that, for example, that Ghost Ash cannot negate are cards like Dante and also Card Trooper. okay? These cards, they cannot negate because Card Trooper is a cost to send to your graveyard. Any effect that has a cost to send to the grave, Ghost Ash cannot negate. So when you activate Dante's effect, Dante says that you can move the top 3 cards to your graveyard. Dante is a cost, so Ghost Ash, Beautiful Spring, cannot negate that. It can also cannot negate Card Trooper, just to let you guys know that, because Card Trooper is a cost to send to the graveyard. Any cost effect that, you know, requires you to mill something, Ghost Ash does not work. Alright guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. You guys are absolutely amazing. The channel has been doing really well within the past couple of weeks. Stay tuned for more content. I cannot thank you guys enough for all your recent support. You guys are really, really awesome, guys. I love you guys so much, and you guys are the reason why I can stay on camera every single day to produce the content that, I'm able to produce. If you guys want to stay notified on each time I upload videos, do not forget to join the notification squad. You guys are really, really awesome. Sam from TeamSamuraiX1 signing out. Alright guys, peace! Yay!